Wow, actually worked out. The boomerang worked out better than the arrows did. Funny enough. Because, well, the boomerang does 14 damage with a chance of crit strike, but the moment you hit an enemy, it immediately comes back. If you miss, you have to wait for it to come all the way back like that. But when it hits them, it quickly comes back. You see how fast that comes back? Whereas with the bow, I have a slow bow. It's like my bow does 11 plus 4. So the bow is slightly stronger, but the bow is a lot slower, so it's a lot easier for me to just spam this. If you have like a throwing chakram or a flaming boomerang or a better range weapon, then you would do more damage, but hey, whatever. You can try melee, but you just end up getting yourself killed. Because he does more damage to you than you can do damage to him melee style. Unless you have a really good sword or awesome armor. I only have copper armor, so I'm not going to bother trying to melee him. But yeah, there you go. Use the monster arena and you can quickly dodge him. And you just run around, shoot him with arrows or a bow. If you have a friend, then it's faster because the two of you can tag team and destroy him that way. There's a room where the bosses have more health than 2-player, but I don't know if that's true or not. I have another one, so when night comes, I'm going to fight him again. I was expecting my bow to do more damage than my boomerang. But yeah, because I could spam it, I was able to do lots of damage to him. Which is cool. And the upgraded potions with glowing mushrooms gives you 100 life. So I didn't have to heal that often because I was using range and I didn't get hit often. My total defense is 7. Let's see, copper, it gives me 2, 1. That gives me 1. I don't think the goggles give me any defense, do they? No, it gives me the same amount of defense. This is just the lowest armor you can equip. Silver and gold gives you a much higher defense as well. And because I beat a boss, the dryad has arrived. And let's go see my dryad. Hello, baby. Status. Your ward is only 1% corrupted. If you talk to a dryad, she tells you how corrupt your ward is. Before hard mode, it doesn't matter. See, the corruption slowly spreads and affects your ward. And in hard mode, the rate at which it spreads is ridiculous. And the only way to stop the spread in hard mode is with brick. A 3x3 ride brick. But even then, there's certain mobs that can spread the corruption if you're not careful. Before hard mode, you can just use sunflowers to stop the spread. I wouldn't recommend completely destroying the corruption because you need the corruption to fight certain bosses and fight certain enemies for certain materials and whatnot. So don't get rid of it. Contain it, but don't get rid of it. And then she also sells hippie stuff. Sunflowers, grass seeds, acorn, dirt rod, which you can move dirt. I don't know. I never really had a need for it. Let's see. Oh, also, I recommend, if you never played before, I recommend getting a bunch of silk, building a sawmill, and then a loom. Because with a loom, you can weave that cobwebs into silk. And with 10 silk, you can make a bed. And with a bed, you can set your spawn point. So if I die anywhere, I immediately come back to wherever you place your bed. So if you put a bed in the underworld, you'll always spawn there. I wouldn't recommend it, because good luck trying to get to a new spawn point. But yeah. Let's see. So let's stuff my gold into my piggy bank. My stars into the piggy bank. And I'm actually pretty good. Yeah, I'll find him one more time. And if you can beat the boss in corruption, then you're ready to move on to, I want to say, the dungeon boss. But for the dungeon boss, make sure you have like gold armor, lots of potions. Unless you're actually pretty good at this game. If you are, then you can find them whenever you please. But if you never played before, then I would work your way up to the bosses. And then once you beat the dungeon boss, you can go down to the dungeon, explore the dungeon. The dungeon is really tough. If you can do the dungeon, then you can do the jungle land. And then once you can do the dungeon and the jungle, then I would recommend the underworld. There's lots of stuff they do down there. And then you fight the boss down there, and then when you beat that boss, then the game entirely changes for the worse. Do not beat the underworld boss until you are ready. I won't say anything about it or more than that until you're... I'll let you find out on your own. But before you go in hard mode, I recommend you prepare. And if you go in the hard mode, surround your main base and dungeon brick, or bricks in general, because, well, stuff get crazy then. Alright, let's fight him again, shall we? Come on, you big old eye. And if you don't know who Chuthlu is, I recommend reading the books by Call of Chuthlu by H.P. Lovecraft. Some of the scariest stories you'll ever read. Some of my favorite books too. But careful, because if you're... it's not for the faint of heart. They will give you nightmares. I think my strategy should be use bow to get him to his second stage, because his second stage he's more aggressive. But I started at the beginning of the night, so I have all night long to fight him. So I can take my time. And don't run away from him, because he will disappear after a certain distance. Come on, Chuthlu. What do you got? What do you got? You got nothing. Another, well, sort of cheap way or helpful way to fight bosses is to, this requires getting the person who can build wires and levers and stuff like that, which requires you going to the dungeon anyways. But if you find a heart statue and you hook it up to a switch, each time you use the switch, it spawns a heart, which is these things that give you free heart. So you can have a health generator for the boss fight wherever you set up your monster arena. And then if you set up a timer switch to it, then it can constantly spawn hearts for you during the entire fight, which is very useful. Oh yeah, that's a lot of damage right there. In hard mode, there's a harder version of this boss, which is pretty nasty. Nope, nope, that's not what I do. There we go. Now he's a lot more aggressive. Yeah, see, he's a lot more aggressive, so I don't want to use my sword. I mean, I could, but I like to be safe. Actually, should I try? No, he does too much damage for me to risk that. So I gotta be careful. I gotta wait for my health to come back. And obviously, the more health you have, the easier time you will have at beating him. Yoink. Oh man, I don't remember him dropping this much. Did he always drop this much Demonite ore? I don't ever remember. It sure drops a lot. I don't remember him dropping that much Demonite ore. So what I made out with? I made out with more crap seeds, which, let's see, 99, 47. Wow, he should have dropped a lot. Holy cow. And once again, 3 arrows, a lot more arrow. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's see, let's place you. Let's place your monies. Let's see. Oh, and I highly recommend saving up for 1 gold, because once you get the merchant, you can buy the piggy bank. And the piggy bank is good because it saves whatever you put in your piggy bank, only you. The inventory tied to the piggy bank is separate to you. So if you're playing on a multiplayer server, you can see your stuff, but other players can't. Other players can steal your stuff from the chest, but they can't steal stuff from your piggy bank, because when they open piggy bank, they see their inventory specialized. They see their piggy bank inventory. And the cool thing about the piggy bank is you can carry your items across wards. So it's really cool. So if I place a piggy bank here in this ward, ward 1, and I put, let's say, my slime statue, and if I go into a new ward and place down the piggy bank there, when I open that piggy bank, I will see all this stuff in my contents. So it's a good way to transfer items over without equipping them, and prevents people from stealing from your stuff. Also, it's a way of transporting items across the map. If I were to place a piggy bank here, and then another piggy bank, let's say, down here, and if I were to put stuff into the piggy bank there, it shows up across all piggy banks. So it's like it's a way to grab items from across the ward. So I usually put all my money, stars, and dynamite on all my important artifacts and whatnot. And you can bring it anywhere. Even if you were to join someone else's server, if you were to open a piggy bank on that server, it would still be this stuff. And they can't steal from you. They can break, even if they were to break the piggy bank, the stuff is saved, is tied to the piggy bank. Well, the stuff is saved on like a special piggy bank server. So even if they were to break the piggy bank, steal the piggy bank, if you place down a new piggy bank, the stuff would still be there. So it's a great way to preserve your stuff and not have to worry about it being stolen. Unlike chests, which anyone can access. So it's a fun tip for those people who aren't aware of the piggy bank use. Let's see. Now I need to... Where's my... here we go. I don't know why I would need corruption. This is a glowing mushroom, by the way. Let's see. What do I need to do? Let's get rid of... Okay, well then I'll just get rid of that. Let's see, dirt block. Where's my dirt? My dirt I put in here. And let's see, potions. I think he dropped potions actually. Oh, I'm pretty sure he's dropping potions for me. Alright, let's smelt some demonite ore. What can I make? Can I make my awesome pickaxe now? Let's see. And the demonite pickaxe is the lowest pickaxe you can get that can mine anything up until hard mode. It can mine hellstone, it can mine meteorite, it can mine corrupted stone, it can mine dungeon bricks. It's a pretty awesome pickaxe. It's fast too. Awesome, okay. Let's see. Oh wow. I can make a war axe of the night, which does 20 damage, 75 axe power. As opposed, let's see, I'm using a silver axe right now, which only has 50% and does 6 damage. The 20 damage does more damage than my sword, which is like 15. There's no demonite hammer. I still can't make a nightmare pickaxe. I think I do need scales actually. And I wouldn't recommend putting your NPCs on the ground floor because they love to open doors, and if you put them on ground floor they will love to open doors for monsters and whatnot, which can be annoying. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do need shadow scales. Yeah, that's right. I don't think the Chuthlu drops shadow scales. If I remember correctly, I think shadow orbs might in fact drop shadow scales. But again, to get to the shadow orbs you need a nightmare pickaxe or lots of dynamite. I might have enough dynamite to get to 1. But the best way to get to them is... let's see, there we go. The best way to get to them... oh, there is a hammer. Okay, it just requires shadow orb. The best way to get shadow scales is to fight the corruption boss, which you can summon with a warm food. And to get warm food, you need to kill lots of the monsters in corruption, which drop rotten leather or rotten chunks. And the rotten chunks and something you can use to create the warm food at a shadow altar, and that's how you summon the boss that way. Let's see, Lightsbane. I can make a Lightsbane, but I don't like Lightsbane because it's a short sword, so it stabs, it doesn't arc. I can make a extremely weak knockback. I can make a demon bow. I don't know if I want a demon bow though. Well, I guess I could upgrade my... I got a ton of ore. See, a shadow stat. Also for newbies, if you wear in a complete set, you get bonus stats. So if I were to wear if I were completely all copper or all shadow scale, then I get special stats and I look different. Like I think with the shadow, you leave behind like a shadowy trail, which is pretty neat. Alright, so apparently I do in fact need scales. I thought I needed scales. Eventually, when you get to Harmony Boots, you want to set up a sky bridge, which makes getting to the ends of the map a lot easier. I'll do that at some point. What I mean by sky bridges, You tower up, push into the sky, and then you just make one long flat area, and it allows you one long flat road and allows you to run through both sides of your map. But be careful when you do that, because when meteorites spawn, if they hit your sky bridge, they only leave a small little chunk of meteorite. So it's a bad way to get meteorite, so I would wait until you don't need meteorite anymore. Otherwise you won't get much meteorite from it. Okay, let's see.